And we're back. Reid and I could talk all night long. Before we get to the chat room, because I know they have some really interesting questions here, I want to let Reid do his product pitch, because he's made a really fun DVD that he will now show for you.
Well, yes, Nina. For those of you viewing in the audience and reading along in the chat rooms, we have the first and only polyamorous DVD with actual ninjas on the cover. Not only is it just the first polyamorous DVD, it's the one with ninjas, because we're attacking that market. Very niche. And now I'll stop being a jackass. Basically, I created a DVD with a really talented polyamorous educator, Kamala Devi, down in San Diego. And we got to talking about this phrase that I use a lot called getting your black belt in relationships. And I personally, we were talking about on the break, you know, how easy I am, and that I'm actually a fairly discerning slut, and that I'm really looking for people who have their black belts in relationships, because if I'm gonna fool around with somebody that I've just met, I wanna know that we can communicate, even in shorthand. Yes. And so this phrase of earning your black belt in relationships showed up, and then Kamala had the insight to turn it into an acronym. Yeah, so black belts, it stands for Be Real, Labels and Love Styles, Agreements and Boundaries, Clear Communication, Know Your Needs, Breakups and Transitions, Emotions Are Welcome, Learning Curves, It Takes a Tribe, and then Sex and Spirituality. And what we do is we have a really funny, snarky relationship education DVD about open relationships, and if you're monogamous, I really recommend this DVD too, because the relationship skill sets that it takes to make 3 relationships running well are the same that it takes for 1.
Actually, the relationships you have with yourself could use black belts, because how many people are not able to be honest with themselves, and how many people don't have good boundaries just with themselves? And so all good relationships start with a sturdy foundation, that being the individual person who is seeking to create relationships and to be in a relationship. And my problem for many years was looking to my partner to fix me or make it better for me or make it all go away, and I wasn't willing to do my own work. I didn't recognize that was my work to do. I think I had some of the old-fashioned bullshit of, well, if you love me, you'd know, kind of thing, as opposed to, but I didn't love myself enough to know. So this DVD would work for a person who is currently single and who would like a monogamous relationship. I think it'd be great early on in the relationship to watch this with your partner, because the skill sets you talk about are so fundamental and crucial. I think we should go to the chat room.
Okay, so you do this. This is your show.
Okay, no. So you didn't read anybody. So any people? Oh no, someone had a question for.
Hi Lizzo, 1984.
Yes, you know who that is. We had a question. Someone had a question earlier. How they'd had several poly relationships that have fallen apart. That person always felt like the third wheel. So how can this person have a relationship that's poly and not feel like the third wheel?
Okay, so there's a whole thing that I'm working on a book proposal right now, and I have this whole thing about dating your species.
I love that. Oh yes.
And this is, and again, like the DVD talks about, like the more that you have self-awareness and actually what works for you, like this person's realizing, you know, feeling like the third wheel isn't so fun or fulfilling or nourishing. And my approach to that is, so your species is kind of somebody who, if you're going to be dating a couple, or dating somebody who's poly, who already has a relationship, that you're dating people who really thrive and are good at treating all their relationships with some sort of equality, or not treating them the same, but basically being equally honest,
equally compassionate, equally present.
Yeah, you're looking for a couple whose self-expression in poly is to treat the third person like an equal. And there are people out there in polyland who are couples who want to date a third person, but really for them, the coupledom of what they have is always going to come first.
So the third person in the situation, if they want a more intimate or deep relationship with this couple, is going to come up against a brick wall, because the couple's not open to that particular thing. Yeah. So the person could also work on developing his or her own primary relationship, so that he or she is now a couple who might be dating somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that way you can get your primary intimacy needs met. Although easier said than done, because of course there's identifying as poly and finding a poly couple versus identifying as poly and trying to find a poly person. Because just like being gay, just because you and I are poly doesn't mean we'd be actually good together.
Oh my God, I made those mistakes all the time. Like, I'm like, what? You know what poly is? Let's do it. And then all of a sudden it was like, I'm in this horrible relationship with somebody because just because you're poly doesn't mean that you're going to be a good fit for me. And I have again, on my website, you can download this whole thing about what's your poly style. And I'm very much a tribe, like kind of like a dolphin, like a pod. Like,
right,
I just want to like swim with everybody. And if you're more primary wired, where your open relationships work best when you have a committed partner, like, you know, the Robin to your Batman, then you're good. And then you can go and create the whole Justice League and everybody's happy. But without the Robin, you're screwed. And, you know, those kinds of people and me don't mix so well because I want everybody
in the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more like you that way because I'm interested in sex with most people once, you know, and if I like you once, I'll probably like you once or twice a year forever, you know.
I have a friend who says that they're awesome sexual. If you're awesome, there's a good chance I want to sleep with you.
Oh, I like the awesome sexual as opposed to pansexual. Yes, Lizzo, swimming pool. You'll have to come and join us in the pool, Lizzo. I know you'll be at camp. Oh. And I think Luna and Mrs. Luna might be at camp. Maybe.
Rebel Rye goes, I'll be your Robin Reid.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Revelry.
Yeah, we had another question. Awesome sexual. Thank you, Luna Tigre.
Luna Tigre.
Hi.
Oh yeah, it's Sarah Vibes. You're gonna love Sarah. She's coming to camp, and hope she's bringing Ashley. You're Sarah. You're Wonder Woman. We'll get you the little gold belt and the little blue and white striped shorts.
And your lasso of truth.
Yes, indeed. And those amazing red corset to put those tatas up there. She's got the, yeah. That's right, Luna. This year Europe, next year camp. Camp for you and Mrs. Luna in 2011. Yes. Sarah Vibes, camp's gonna love the two of you. You're gonna be so freaking popular, you won't not be able to sleep for 4 days.
Oh, this was the other question. Revelry.
Yes. How can you move away from the traditional roles and feelings when moving from a monogamous relationship to a poly relationship? That is such a good question. How do you handle moving from traditional to non-traditional relationships?
It's a great question, so thank you, Revelry. It's a lot of unlearning, and for me, it's starting to claim that I was non-monogamous and really kind of own that. I had to work through a lot of shame because there was all this. I was falling in love with amazing people who were monogamous, and it wasn't like I wasn't ready. But me being in love with somebody made me want to have more relationships. Yes, it's like you use it or lose it. So when your heart opens up, it's like, wow, the heart is endless and big and capable of encompassing everybody. So thank you for opening my heart up, and you.